Hey everyone, it's Ian the Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great evening. Again, another surprise live. I've been meaning to create an event for this so that way y'all would know when this was happening, but once again I failed. Failed on that quite miserably. But I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe, and doing what they can, doing what you can to stay safe and sane during this time. My brain is like fried at this point. Let's just face it. It's been a long work day. Thankfully, working from home, which is part of the reason why I haven't been on here very much, is because by the time the weekend rolls around, I don't really want to do anything other than veg out and relax. So I apologize for doing like random lives and stuff like that. That's just kind of the nature of the beast right now, and I think everybody's kind of feeling that. Y'all understand what it's like going through this and not really wanting to do anything or vegging out watching TV shows or anything like that. I've actually been doing a lot of sewing. I put together my puzzle mystery quilt, my first puzzle mystery quilt from fall 2019. Got that all assembled and ready to go, so that's pretty awesome. Hi, Kathy. If you're catching this on the replay, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification icon. That lets YouTube know that you want to receive notifications whenever I go live, especially since I'm doing random lives. You never know when I'm going to be going live. So make sure to click that bell icon and let YouTube know that you want those notifications. You also have to make sure to turn those notifications on your devices as well. So if you have a mobile device, make sure YouTube has notifications on, otherwise you won't be able to see them. Ines is also here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you are here, over here on your right side, on this side over here, there should be a little chat box that you can feel free to chat in. Super chats are enabled if you'd like to help support my channel. I greatly appreciate it, but they are not required. Ross is also here. Hey. Oh, you like my quarantine beard? Thank you very much. I trimmed it back. It was a little, it was getting a little wild, so I thought I would trim it back a little bit. So, as you can see, things are a little messy. Right here, things are a little messy, and I'm doing a lot of cleaning too. That's another thing that I'm doing right now during quarantine is cleaning. I've gotten a few things cleared off. I still have more things to do, but you know, we get there at some point. Been sewing some and sometimes doing nothing. Depends on the day. I know how you feel. Trust me. Been there, done that, doing all of that. So, in fact, today's live is kind of weird because it's a Halloween themed live. We are in May, nowhere close to October, but we're doing a Halloween themed envelope today because I didn't get the chance to do this back in October, and I figured, why not? Why the hell not just do it now, right? I have the time, so I figured I would do it now. Today, you know, it's been a little while since I've done actual like paper crafting, so you're probably going to see me struggle a little bit because I'm going to be all over the place as I first of all remember where all my tools are, and second of all, it's been a while since I've done any watercoloring, which is how I intend to put this one together. In fact, let's go ahead and show you what I'm going to be doing today. So I have this stamp set. This came from Colorado Craft Company. Let me see. There we go. This is from Colorado Craft Company. They made huge, these are massive stamps. I mean, there's my hand right there. These are massive, massive stamps, and I figured this would be a super fun stamp to turn into an envelope. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Didn't get a chance to do this during Halloween, but you know, figured why not do it now. So I'm going to be doing some watercoloring and using some distress inks or oxides. I haven't decided yet. Ines has been making masks and getting ready to move. Oh my goodness. And of course, trying to help her son with school. Yeah, that's, I feel really bad for all the parents who have been, they've become homeschool teachers basically, overnight, literally. And then having to, do their daytime jobs on top of everything else. So, oops, I think I just did something not so good, but that's fine. Anyways, so what we're going to do, I think I just clicked a button for an ad, so y'all may have just seen an ad. I apologize, guys. Anyways, so this is the stamp we're going to be doing today and working with, and I'm going to be doing some heat embossing with it. But like I said, I'm going to be all over the place as I try to figure out what I'm doing. So the first step that we have to do is we have to cut down some watercolor paper. So today I have some Canson XL watercolor. This is 9 inches by 12 inches. This is cold press, 140 pound. What other details do you need? That's the watercolor paper I'm going to be using today. I'm also going to be using my We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board. I'm going to be making a kind of larger envelope today. It's a 5x7. So 5x7 envelope. Well, 5x7 card, and I think the envelope is a little bit bigger. So 5x7 card to fit in the envelope. So we need a 9 7/8 paper size. 9 7/8. So that means I have to get my paper cutter, paper trimmer, and I'm breaking stuff. Told you guys I'm not used to doing this. A little out of practice. Put that over there. I also brought my chair that I had in front of my desktop computer, and I've moved it into here. I'm a little shorter today. Not used to that. Because it doesn't go up as high. Drives me crazy. Alright, 9 7/8. No, that's, yes. Is that what it said? I don't remember. Yes, it does say 9 7/8, and our piece of paper only is 9 inches. So that's not going to work. We're going to have to make this a little bit smaller. He says he wants to go back to school because I'm a terrible teacher. Keep telling him that's why I don't become a teacher. Yep, well, I have the feeling a lot of parents and kids are both feeling that right now. So, anyways, so yeah, I can't make a envelope if I don't have that. Because remember, our paper is only 9 inches wide, so that's not going to work. I'm learning how to paint with watercolors. That's awesome, Kathy. I need a lot of practice on that. I need to do more. Lots more. All right, so 5x7 is out. I don't want to do an A2 size card. Maybe a 5x6 card? What if I did a 5x6 card? Because I need a paper that is 9 inches. So we're gonna make an unconventional size card whenever we end up making the card for this. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I'm at least going to make the envelope. So this needs to be on my little guide here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this or not. Oops, wrong one. So as you can see on my 123 punch board, it has all the sizes right here. And for a 5x6 envelope, you need 9-inch paper size. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer. I'm going to trim this down to 9 inches. And always, I keep all of my scraps of paper. And let's just double check that this is 9 inches. That is 9 inches. Perfect. Put this away. All right, now it is time to use our punch board. And it says, and I'm gonna have to bring my little extension out. So since I have a piece of paper that is 9 inches, it says to place it at the 4 1/8 mark. So I have 4 1/8, and I'm going to score it. Where is it? Wait, where's my score line? There it goes. Okay, it wasn't matching up right. There we go. I was like, I think that's the groove. I just didn't take the leg all the way out. Kathy, have you watched any videos from the Art Sherpa or Deliberately Creative? They both have very good watercolor videos as well. Yes, Kathy, I would definitely check them out. They have some really great tips and tricks for watercoloring. Now, whenever you're using your punch board, it just kind of, there's this like groove. So whenever you make whenever you score it, it like fits into the groove when you turn it. So see how I turned my page and then it just kind of falls into place. And then I make my next score line and I punch and then I turn it, and I let that score line fall right into the groove. You feel it line up. It's really kind of cool. Do that. Punch. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to put it on the other side of the punch. I'm going to round all the corners. There you go. Yeah, Kathy, you should definitely check them out. They are friends of mine, and they are super awesome, super talented, and I love them. All right, so I'm going to put my punch board away. And we have all of our punch poopies, as I called them in the instructional video for how to use the 1, 2, 3 punch board. Called them punch poopies, and apparently everybody went crazy for that. So they're punch poopies. All right, so here is our envelope. This is what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to grab my Tim Holtz stamp platform. And I have it already on the clear side. These are clear stamps, so I'm going to use it on the clear side. Put my mouse over there for now. Take a sip of water. Oh, Ines, you're so kind. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to put this envelope just in the corner here. I'm going to push it up as much as possible, so that way it becomes a lot easier. All right, we're going to take this huge stamp out. So it says to our big and bold photopolymer stamps are so big that they can take up all the space on a 5x5 or 5x7 card. Display the entire image, or they take up the entire space of an A2 card or background, allowing you to stamp off the card. They are great for stamping large area like wrapping paper. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Wrapping paper, gift bags, and more. That's a great idea. Ooh, it's so big. So big. Like, this is ridiculous. I haven't worked with a stamp this big before. But I gotta remember, how do I want to do this? I gotta keep it inside. I gotta keep it inside the edges. Otherwise, the edges will cause the stamp to land in weird, like this edge is not going to work. Okay, problem solving time. How am I going to problem solve this? What if I rotate it? Let's rotate it and see if that works. So as long as I keep it inside these edges, it'll work. And what I can do is, it's hard to see right now, but there's the stamp right there, and I can write their address over on this little strip right here, and then have the backside for my return address, basically. So right now, my stamp is like right here. Oh, and I just stuck it there. Oh, guys, this is not fun. All right, so I think that'll work, maybe. I'm going to stick it onto my door here. And I am going to mask off this side because I don't want my stamp showing up on the side here. So I'm just going to mask this off and take the tape around to the other side. And see if that'll be enough, or do I need more? Oh, just a hair more. I think well, I might be okay. So we're going to do that side, and we're also going to do across the top here. So this is a lot of prep work for a project. I realize that. Is that gonna get? No. Okay. There we go. Put that there. That should land fine. Yeah. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my ink. Where did my ink go? Looking for my Versamark ink. There that is. So I'm going to use my Versamark ink, and I'm also going to use a piece of paper. And I'm going to do some heat embossing with some, forgot to grab that, but I'm going to use some black, I think. Black embossing powder. Everybody freaks out about black embossing powder. I don't think it's that bad, but that's just me. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Versamark ink, and I'm going to try and get the best impression that I can, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it twice. That's why you have the Misty or the Tim Holtz stamp platform, is so that way you can do it twice. But with the blue tape not wanting to let this card end up, or the envelope land in the same spot twice, I'm kind of curious to see if that will work or not. All right, let's see. Yeah. Cross your fingers, folks. Cross them real hard for me. We'll see how this works. Another reason why I like the Tim Holtz stamp platform is I can stand up and really put pressure onto it. You don't want to put too much pressure because you don't want the stamp to give you weird lines or anything, but I can stand up and give it a really good press. And really walk those fingers or the palm across. All right. It's hard to see the lines on here. I hope this turns out. We will see, right? My black is a little chunky. And I should have used my anti-static powder tool, but I didn't think to do that. You know, all the things you think about before you stamp. And I did not. But all in all, I think it came out okay. Have one spot that has an issue. Yeah, I didn't quite get the impression there. But honestly, all in all, it doesn't look horrible. So let's go ahead and pour the embossing powder back into its container. How is there like more Oh, man. I need one of those Swiffers. All right. There we go. And, of course, we're going to heat set this now. I am just all over the place today. Look at that. Mess, 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 mess. Messy, messy, messy. I'm over here cleaning my stamp really quick. I'll put that away later. And I need to I had to plug in my heat gun. Let me heat this up. It is pretty good, don't you think? I think it came out okay. I think I got all the spots. I'm just double checking to make sure, because we don't want any spots of powder. That's not, yeah, that's all set. All right, cool. So now we're going to remove the blue tape, and remember to always do that at a very sharp angle. If you don't do it at a sharp angle, sometimes you can actually tear your paper. There's the first one. See, it's like tearing right there. Thankfully, it's just the edge. And it's on the inside of the envelope. There we go. All right. So this is what we are left with. I think that came out pretty well. A little bit of powder left over. All right, so now let's go ahead and start marking off the edges. I know I just undid some tape, but I want to mask off these excuse me, mask off these edges so that way I can do the watercoloring. Oops, didn't quite get that exactly right. It warped a little bit with the heat, but that's okay, it happens. All right, so now I need some water. I have 2 containers of water. And I'm going to go ahead and set the stamp stuff off to the side, so that way it's out of the way. And I'm going to grab my brushes. I keep my brushes in this like super handy little bag. I have all kinds of brushes in here, some that the Art Sherpa gave me, some that I've collected over the years. I don't know what I'm going to use yet, so I'm just going to stick them there. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is I think I want to color in the house. And what I'm going to do eventually, once this envelope dries, is I'm actually going to use these stamps, the Spooky Silhouettes from the post office, and I'm going to put that stamp right up here at the top. At least that's the plan. We'll see if it works. That won't happen tonight because it's not going to be dry tonight. Let's see. So I want to start off with like a ground. So let's use, I'm over at my colors. So I'm going to start off with some Lucky Clover. Or no, let's start off with some vintage frayed burlap maybe? Ooh, that might be pretty good. I think that might be the color that I want to start off with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smush it in the corner down here. I'm going to grab my brush, get it wet, get this wet, and I'm going to start in. See if I can move this up for everyone. There we go. Make it like on a hill, because you know all spooky houses are on that spooky hill. I'm just gonna paint that ground, give it some place to land, right? I am in no way a expert at watercoloring or coloring in general, guys, so I'm going to do my best, but again, this is something that I am not a master of, and I try my best, but I definitely struggle a little bit. So there's our kind of ground. I think that looks okay. All right. What is this one? Oh, this is Lucky Clover. I want just a hair of mowed lawn. Like literally just a touch of it. Ness, you doing okay over there? I see you retracting messages. So I'm going to take the mowed lawn, and my brush is a little too wet. I don't want it that wet. I kind of really just want a very saturated color to go in right here. Oh, the pouncers make great moons. Yeah. Problem with this is I don't want to take up any area to address. This is going to be the area that I address my envelope in. So I want to make sure to leave that open. So I'm adding in the green. And it doesn't really show up on camera. In person, it's a little more vibrant. But I'm just adding this green here. And we might add a little patch over here. Kind of acting like little patches of grass that have gone out a little bit. There we go. Hey, Christy. How are you? How's your husband feeling? There we go. All right. So there's that. Let's work on the house now. So I want... Let's see, should I do carved pumpkin or fossilized amber? Ooh, I like fossilized amber for the windows. I think I'm going to do that. He's awake and doing very well. So glad to hear that, Christy. So I'm going to use my fossilized amber for the windows. At least some of them. Maybe not all of them. Let's use a smaller brush. All right, so like this window. And I use the embossing powder to help contain the watercolor, right? It kind of acts like a little dam to keep that watercolor in. So I'm just painting over. I got so in my head I forgot to start talking again. I'm just painting over the windows. I think we're going to do one more of this one right here. The rest of them will do gray. There we go. There we go. Now, Christina Warner is like one of my favorite people of all time for watercolor. She does amazing watercolor. I will never be to her level, but it's just kind of fun to work on painting. All right, so we're gonna work on the rest of the house, I think. We're gonna use aged mahogany. I think. I'm kind of changing my mind. We'll see. This ink pad seems to be a little dry. See if I can get a little bit. Definitely going to have to go over this with a darker color because this is way too light. Aged mahogany isn't aged enough. And you could do all sorts of like crazy coloring on this one because there's so many details in this stamp. You could really go hog wild with it and do a lot of techniques, a lot of coloring, a lot of things. For me, since I'm not experienced enough, I'm just going basics. Just going basics. Honestly, I could have even just stamped it and left it as the outline. I didn't even really have to do a lot of this coloring work. That's what I like about this stamp is it's very versatile. So you could really do it a lot of fun ways. It also shows you where the shading is, which is very helpful for if you're going in to put details. Like you can really get in there and figure out where you need to put your darker colors. Just remember whenever you're watercoloring, be very careful and try not to paint an area that is next to a wet area. This area has already dried. There's not a lot of water sitting there anymore. So I can go in and really paint this up with my current color and not have to worry about it mixing with the previous color. And of course, the heat embossing powder really helps keep everything kind of trapped in as well. There is definitely a lot of area to color on this one. So it's going to take me a little bit of time. But guys, I'm really kind of liking how this is coming out. Oops, I got it on the roof line a little bit, but that's okay. I like how the kind of like loose watercolor is making it look, I don't know, just a little, there's something about it. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the way the color looks. The looseness of the watercolor. That's getting a little peachy. I need to go back in and get some more color. And this is definitely not the way you should be holding your brushes whenever you're watercoloring or painting. Never was good at the painter's grip. Alright, I feel like I need some more. There we go. There we go. It's coming together, I think. Didn't leave myself much room here, but I'll make it work. Maybe I should get that glass mat from Tim Holtz. I don't remember what he calls that, but should get that so that way I have a little bit more area to work with. Alright guys, what are you thinking? How's this look? I think it's okay. I don't think it's my best work ever, but I don't think it's too bad. Yep, just stuck my hand straight into color. Alright, that's not looking too bad. So I have some doors to work on. I need the roof. I need the chimney. Got a little bit more to go. We go straight to here. I just went straight to pad. Pick up a little bit more color. That is an alarm that's gonna keep going off. Sorry, guys. Let's even that out just a hair. There we go. That actually looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. An old microwave plate or glass cutting board from the dollar store would work. You are so right, Ines. I just need to hire you as my personal assistant. Because that's a great idea. All of those are great ideas. All right, let's get the baby wipe out. So I'm kind of, it's picking up on camera a little bit, but I'm kind of loving the looseness of this one. I love how the watercolor is kind of taken on a life in what we're seeing. I don't think this is going to quite work the way I wanted it to, but I think that's going to be okay in the end. Let's do... We're going to do ground espresso for the wooden... Ooh, come on, pick up some more color. For the wood right here. So weird, I like all of a sudden smell coffee just because I thought of ground espresso and immediately my brain goes to coffee. Go figure. It's all the art Sherpa. Man, she has some of the best tricks, doesn't she? All right, there we go. That will work. Put that in there. And now we're going to go to black soot. We're going to black out these windows. We're going to black out the windows that are not lit. Have a little too much water, I think. There we go, that's better. Go. And it's working. Yes, she really does. And I want you guys to help with migraines. Oh, that's good. I mean, it's not good that she has migraines, but I'm glad that she can kind of be that, like, calming. When I had migraines, it was really bad because I was very sensitive to just about everything. So light and sound and everything was really, it really messed with me. In fact, my migraines were so bad that I would throw up. That was not fun. I never want another migraine ever again. There we go. All right, that's better. I like that much better. I only have one paper towel, so I keep using this one. Sorry, guys. I'm being economical because we know that there's a shortage of like paper towels and stuff right now. All right, so there's that. All right, so I need the front door and the roof. Oh, and the chimney. I'm gonna do barn door for the chimney. I just need like a little bit of it. Probably not a good idea to go water straight to your distress inks, but I'm doing it anyways. There we go. So I do not recommend using your paintbrushes and taking them directly to the ink pads. All right, front door. Ooh, what about a purple? What do you think about purple for the front door? I don't know, is that very accurate? Probably not. But it's my house. I can do whatever I want. Including throwing my ink pads. Right. Ooh, yeah. I like that. Gives it a real pop of color. Kind of like that. It kind of feels vintage. Don't know if that's true or not, but I kind of, you know, like on these big mansions, they'd always have that like one pop of color. I feel like that's it right there. It's fun even when it's not accurate. It's accurate for the sub. Yeah, true. So again, I don't know if it's like historically accurate, but I'm going with it because it's fun. All right, so now we need to do the roof line, and I feeling like, what do you think, guys? What do you think color-wise for the roof line? You think like a crushed olive, maybe? Feeling like crushed olive. Again, it might not be accurate, but might be fun. Ooh, that looks good. I like that. I just realized I missed some more woodwork. So I'm going to have to go back. And if I was doing this like super professionally, I would like figure out which direction the light was coming from and, you know, put in the shadows from that direction or from the opposite direction of the light and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think I'm going to get that far into it. Yeah, I kind of like this green color. Crushed olive seems very appropriate. And again, it's watercolor, so it's kind of loose. If I'm outside the lines a little bit, that's okay. Yeah. I'm liking that. Purple's an interesting choice, for sure. But I kind of like it. All right, there we go. All right, let's go back in and get that aged mahogany. And put it up at the top where I missed. Ouch. The only bad thing about this chair is I end up running over my foot a lot. That's too much water. There we go. It's that delicate balance of just enough water to get it spread on the page, but not enough that it like waters it down. And watercolor always dries back, right? So whenever it dries, keep that in mind that the color that you see when you put it on there, it's going to be 1 or 2 shades kind of lighter whenever you get the final dried back result. And again, this stamp is cool because it shows you exactly where your shading is, so you can go in and get those darker colors in those areas. So I'm kind of going back, now that things have kind of dried back a little bit, go in and get those areas darker. Gotta be careful, the door is still wet. My brush is like going in all sorts of different directions. Just don't like this area exactly. Oh, and I'm mixing into the grain and I don't want to do that. All right, guys, there's the house. Maybe that's why I can't watercolor. No lines to follow. Yeah, watercolor is definitely can be very hard to kind of follow. All right, so there's our house, guys. Let's go in. I'm gonna grab peacock feathers and broken china. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go in with next. Let me put these back. Alright, so broken china and peacock feathers. I want that really kind of eerie looking sky. Hey, recovering soul, that area above the boarded up window where the stamp didn't take, are you going to use a black... I don't know. I haven't decided. First of all, it's still wet. I don't want to do anything while it's wet. I thought about that whenever the stamp... whenever I stamped, I thought maybe I could go in and use a fine liner to correct that, but I don't know. I haven't decided. I definitely could do that. I just don't know if I want to. So you're probably asking, like, why are you doing this weird color for the sky? Well, that's a great question. Person who's asking. I'm going to do this kind of eerie glow color. And I'm going to let it dry back. And then I'm going to go in with the black on top of it. So it's almost kind of like creating a galaxy. But I'm going to be using the black on top of it. So don't think that this is the final color, because it's not. It is a pretty cool stamp. I wish it had come out more perfectly, but that's okay. So we got this really odd shade of greenish blue going in. And honestly, I could like keep it kind of like this. I don't have to go back over with that black. I could keep it this weird color. I kind of painted the windows, like the ones with the light in them, I painted them as if it was night. So that's where I'm having the trouble. Like if I left it like this, then, oops, I got a little green in there. Then it might not like you might not be able to tell. I don't know. It might not show up the way I intended for it to show up. Now, sometimes that's okay, because happy accidents happen, right? And I'm giving it this, like, sweep. Don't forget, the distress inks, they reactivate with water, so I have to be careful. Like, I can't go too much over areas that I've already done, right? So I have to be careful. Where's a clean part of the paper towel? That's a great question. There we go. Get some of my dryer. There we go. Yeah. That's better. Huh. Kind of looks cool like that. What do you think, guys? What do you think if I put, like, should I put broken china over it? Or should I leave it this weird greenish, yucky looking sky? There's always that lag, so I never know if anybody is there. It looks like there's 5 people here, so that's cool. Thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate it. I know this project's a little bit longer than my normal ones. We've been on here for about an hour. It's looking pretty cool, though. So what I'm going to do... It's still really wet. So let's dry it a little bit. And Ness is saying both. So here's an idea. Let me dry this. I don't want to dry it for too long. Yeah, that's better. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my broken china. I'm going to just put a little bit over here. Get that brush again. Get a little clean water. I don't even want it that wet. I want it pretty dry. Pick up a little bit of the color here. And it's giving me a very blue. Wow, these must be like very similar colors because it's hard to tell that it's even there. Yeah, it's like nothing there. All right, so change of plans. We're gonna bring out the black soot. Ooh, that's kind of cool looking. Look at that, guys. That kind of looks like storm clouds moving in. That's a little darker than I wanted, but it's fine. It'll dry back. Can you put some purple in the sky and pick up the color of the door? That's not a bad idea. It's interesting too because the camera shows it a little differently than in real life. That's kind of cool looking though, guys. I'm kind of digging that. What do you think, guys? That's pretty cool. I think if I had done the purple first, though, I think it would have been... Hi, Mike. It has been way too long. I think I should have done the purple first. Maybe I can put the purple higher up in the sky. And make it kind of like sunset-y-ish. Spooky sunset-y looking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm turning into Kathy Zilski. You know what I mean? If I put the purple... I don't know. Mike, thank you so much. That really means a lot. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think if I had put the purple in first, I think that would have done a world of difference first. Do a gradient. Okay. How do I want to do this? I'm scared to touch it, guys. I'm scared to touch it and mess it up. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it there. I think it looks really cool right the way it is. So I think it looks pretty good. It's got that kind of like spookiness to it. If I wanted to, I could always go, don't listen to me. You could do a test on a piece of paper that you cut off earlier. Yeah, I could do that. I kind of like it the way it is, though. Like, I don't want to touch it. You just kind of sometimes, as an artist, hit that spot where you're like, all right, I can't touch it anymore, because if I touch it anymore, I'm going to mess it up. Right? And then we can get really far into our heads, and then we're stuck. All right, so there it is. Let's go ahead and start peeling the tape off. And then do this one. Yeah, purple over brown, or purple over black makes a brown normally. Oh, Mike, please. It didn't quite turn out the way I expected it to, but I think overall, I think it came out pretty well. I made the purple comment before you went in with the storm clouds. Yeah. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the way it turned out. Definitely not what I had envisioned, and I don't know if what my original idea was, if that would have worked. Pro tip, if you're having trouble getting your tape, yes, heat tool is great for that. I always pull it at a very strong angle too, because that helps out a lot. All right, guys, so here we go. Let me bring up the close-up cam again. That is the envelope. And so what I'm going to do now is whenever I'm ready to address it, once this dries, this always has to dry first, but I'm going to put the address over here, and then I'll put my return address on the envelope flap once I get it all taped up. But I'm going to let this completely dry. It is still wet. It's mostly dry, but remember, whenever you watercolor, it will kind of stay wet for a little while, so always make sure to leave it be for a bit. Usually overnight it will be perfect, and then I'll just use my tape and tape the envelope up. But this is now ready to send out once it dries, and I put everything together, and it'll be ready to go out. So let's see. So, let's see. It's beautiful, Ian. Thank you so much. Oh, and that's you're too kind. Mike, it thinks you're trying to say a bad comment. I had to approve. That's why I was so confused for a second. Mike, it didn't like your rubbing the tape on your pants. It must have, the algorithm must not have liked that for certain reasons. Yeah, so that came out pretty cool. I like it. I think it is a really fun envelope. Definitely not what I expected. I had a very different picture in my mind, but I think overall it came out great. So I'm excited that I'll be able to send this out later this year in the mail. I'll just have to figure out what kind of pen I want to use to write with over that. I want something that shows up, so I could probably use a black pen, but I could also, by the same token, use a white gel pen. I know Mike says random. I understand why the algorithm was like, no, that's a bad comment, but yeah. Anywho, all right, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much for watching this replay. I know it was a bit long, but I think we had a great time and got a little bit of crafting out of my system, which is always good. So anywho, I hope you all have a great night. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and click the bell notification icon. You can also check out my social media links right there below the screen and in the description box as well. Hope everybody has a great night, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye!